Hi guys, Adam here, also known as Gamer Abroad, coming at you on my gaming channel, Gaming Abroad, and today I'm bringing you a Black Orc team guide. Somebody in my comments wanted me to do Chaos Chosen, and I had agreed, but I started running Black Orcs in ladder, so now I want to do a Black Orc guide. And just a funny note, look how I'm typing the name here. I'm going to call him the Black Orc and try to create the team and check out what happens. This team name contains profanity. So apparently the word dork is a profanity, but we can change one letter and make it Black Dorks. I think the Black Dorks, the Black Orcs are one of the better teams in Blood Bowl 3, especially if you're an aggressive player and you're really into the fighting and killing aspect of Blood Bowl 3, and who wouldn't be? They have been my bane playing an elf team. They do a lot of damage and they're really hard to stop. However, there are less player options than the normal orcs with only 3 starting players, and I'll show you that in a second. But they have better starting skills. For example, they don't come with that animosity that keeps them holding on to the ball. The goblins are super cheap and they're great ball carriers. They're the highest strength team in Blood Bowl. They're well armored and they have half-price bribes, but they have a low movement allowance, so keep that in mind. And I'm going to show you guys some rosters here, and it's no longer a profanity. So first thing I'm going to show you guys is a couple of rosters. One roster you can run is the max strength roster, and that would look like this. At the end of the roster portion, I'm going to break down all 3 of the different player types, but if you want to do the max strength, it's going to look like this. 1 train troll, 6 Black Orc, and 5 Goblin Bruiser linemen for a total of 12 players, which is nice because these Goblin Bruiser linemen will die quickly, and 4 Goblin Bruiser linemen, so we can have 11 players. After that, we can throw in a couple rerolls, and then we can bring our dedicated fans up so we can have some good money generation. One thing I want to note, if you guys have been watching my videos up until now, you notice how I never pick cheerleaders or assistant coaches. I think these things are just absolute waste of money. If you really want to have something like that on your team, just do it through inducements. Don't actually use your team value for this. It's just, it's my opinion, it's just trash, but to each his own. If you want to do this a little bit differently, as you see, you have 995 and you wanted to bring down your dedicated fans but really generate less income, but have a blackout player, then you could go like that and it'll give you 12 players. Goblin Bruiser linemen are known to die. I know I've killed a few. I haven't lost any yet, luckily, but I know I will lose some soon. Another way to build a roster would be this. Now, trolls can be kind of a pain in the butt, so this roster I'm not going to include a troll. We're going to do all 6 Black Orcs. We're going to do 5 Bruiser linemen, and instead of doing an extra Bruiser lineman, one way you can counteract their high death ratio is adding an apothecary, and we can even throw in a couple of rerolls, but then you're going to have no dedicated fan. A better option would be to go like this. Get your dedicated fans up to 6. That's quite a bit. That almost guarantees income on your first game. However, you will lose some of those dedicated fans in all likelihood if you're to lose a game, because if you can't match the dice roll of your current dedicated fans on a D6, you will lose 1 dedicated fan. And by the way, that's also the same way you gain dedicated fans. For example, if you were to have 2 dedicated fans and you match that die roll at the end of the game and you won, then you would now have 3 and so forth. So it goes down when you lose and goes up when you win, which makes complete sense to me. Another way to make the team would be this. Let's go with 5 Black Orcs instead of the maxed out of 6, which I'm kind of against this method, but it'll give you some more rerolls. With 5 Goblin Bruisers, a Train Troll, and 3 rerolls, and then we can even that out with a couple more dedicated fans. It's kind of like the first roster I showed you, except for now it's 1 less Black Orc instead of 1 less Goblin Bruiser lineman. There's not really many different variations in how you can build the Black Orcs, but I do like the first method better. And if you forgot what that is, I will show you that again real quick. Let's keep the Train Troll because it will be included. So 1 Train Troll, max out the Black Orcs, 4 Bruiser linemen, total of 11 players, and then the 2 rerolls and the 5 dedicated fans for a total cost of 5K shy you're starting, so it'll give you 5,000. This is my favorite way to go, but there's different ways, but there's not that much of a variation because there's only 3 different player types. So now let's actually talk about those player types. The first troll we're going to look at is the Trained Troll, not to be confused with the Untrained Troll, and the only difference between that is the Loner +3 trait as opposed to the Untrained Troll who has a Loner +4. I guess it would be 4+. It's still extremely dumb. It has the regeneration, and of course there's the projectile vomit, which replaces the block action. On a roll of 1, the troll will vomit on himself. On a 2 or plus, we will make a armor value test. If successful, the target is prone and undergoes an injury test. Now, as I said, this will replace the block action, and it's not compatible with multiple blocks or frenzy. For example, if you do a frenzy action and you projectile vomit on the first, both down, you cannot projectile vomit again, because as it says there on the bottom, it's usable only once per turn. It's always hungry. It's going to eat those teammates if you try to throw them. You're going to want to get a trained troll in your team eventually. They are just absolute juggernaut on the line of scrimmage. To build a trained troll, you should go like this. First one should always be guard. Guard is a great skill. We're not going to go with block because block is being replaced by projectile vomit. Next one we're going to go to is stand firm, and it's also a very, very good idea to counteract the troll's most annoying trait, really stupid, with the pro ability. This will allow you to re-roll that really stupid, and that is super annoying to have a troll on your team that just won't do what you want to do because he's too busy sitting there with his thumb up his bum. Next thing we're going to look at is the Black Orc. He comes with two really good skills. One is grab, and this is a great skill for counteracting sidesteps, and it's also good for putting players where you want them to be. I've used this skill effectively, and I've had it used against me to put my players down essentially an unassembly line of destruction, where if my player did not get knocked down, I just get moved over to the next Black Orc, who now gets a block action on me and a chance to hurt me, and it's also a good way to hurt other players. It's a fantastic skill. The next skill is Brawler. Brawler is a skill that will allow you to re-roll a both down result on a non-blitz fighting action, also known as a normal block action. Since the Black Orcs are the powerhouse of the Black Orc team, you're going to want an aggressive killer type Black Orc, and you're also going to want your supportive Black Orc. For your supportive Black Orcs, we're going to go with guard. Let's not forget block. I love block. As I've said before, block is a staple for anywhere that's going to be body-to-body contact. However, remember, on a both down result with the brawler, you can re-roll. So in that instance, considering that, in that instance, you might want to get stand firm first and then go with block. For your aggressive orc, you're going to want to go with block, and then strength tree, mighty blow, back to general, tackle, back to strength again, juggernaut, and of course stand firm will make a great aggressive orc. Let's take a look at the last, and probably want to say if not least, but probably the least player on the team, considering they're going to die a lot with their low armor value and low strength, and that would be the Goblin Bruiser lineman. They come with 4 skills, which is unusual but very handy. Dodge is a great skill. Right stuff allows him to be thrown and also allows him to be eaten by the thrower. Stunty is an interesting ability, and I'll read it to you on an agility test for a dodge. This player ignores the -1 marking penalty on the square he has just occupied. Bombardier, Chainsaw, and Swoop cancel this advantage. However, an opposition player gains +1 on his agility test when he interferes with a pass by this player. This trait may still be used if the player is prone, stunned, or has lost their tackle zone. So Stunty is a very cool ability, and Thick Skull will help them not get injured so often. However, any results beyond a KO remain unchanged. So as I said, they're still going to die a lot. A Goblin Bruiser is a great opportunity to find your dirty player / sneaky get to take those annoying high value opposition players off the field and make it so you have an easier time. However, you're going to have those Black Orcs knocking them around too. Oops, I accidentally clicked out. Let's go back in. And you're also going to want to make 1, probably 2, because of their propensity to death. And all ball carriers, of course, need sure hands from the general tree. Sprint and sidestep are great for ball carriers to make that final push towards the end zone, although you're going to be walking them down in a Black Orc cage for sure. One thing also worth noting, if you want to do a stat upgrade, any of these stats would be absolutely great. So stat upgrades are highly recommended with the Goblin Line Bruiser. It'd be great to get his movement allowance up. It'd be great to have them be stronger. It'd be great to have them have a lower agility tech, or even better passing, and even the best yet, a higher armor value. All of those would just be great. Well guys, that's it for my quick guide on the Black Dorks. Thank you very much for watching it. For one of my commenters that asked for a Chaos Chosen video, I promise that's coming up next. Like I said, I just wanted to do this video real quick because this is the team I'm playing in ladder currently. My name is Adam, also known as Gamer Abroad. I appreciate you guys coming out to my videos. You guys are awesome, and I hope you guys stay that way, and I'll see you on the pitch.